The Art of Relinquishing Control. Lessons from Marcus Aurelius. In the quiet hours of the Roman night, an emperor sat down to write not for an audience, but for himself. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man on earth, was writing a map for his own soul. He lived in a world of plague and warfare, yet he remained the philosopher king through one fundamental realization. This is the cornerstone of Stoicism, the distinction between what is ours to control and what is not. To live in tranquility, you must first learn the art of letting go. Most of our suffering comes from our frantic attempts to control the uncontrollable. We stress over the opinions of strangers, the weather, and the inevitable passage of time. Marcus realized that a human life is but a tiny speck in the river of eternity. He taught us that our internal world is the only fortress that truly belongs to us. If you are pained by external things, it is not the event that disturbs you, but your judgment of it. Think of your mind as a citadel that no army can conquer unless you surrender the keys. The keys are your desires and your aversions. When we desire fame or wealth, we become slaves to things outside our power. When we fear sickness or death, we live in a constant state of anxiety. Marcus reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Ask yourself in every moment of frustration, is this something I can change with my own will? If the answer is no, then the only logical response is acceptance. Acceptance is not weakness, it is the ultimate form of strategic efficiency. Why waste the limited energy of your soul fighting against the wind? Instead, turn that energy inward to the one thing you can govern, your character. We often believe that worry can prevent a negative outcome, but worry is merely an illusion of action that drains the spirit. Marcus faced a plague that decimated his empire, yet he focused on his duty to serve with kindness. He knew he could not stop the virus, but he could stop the spread of fear with his example. Everything happens as it should, he wrote, and if you observe carefully, you will find this true. This does not mean we should be passive. Stoicism is action rooted in reality. We do our best, but remain detached from the result. Imagine an archer aiming at a target. He can choose his bow and practice his stance, but once the arrow is released, it is no longer in his control. A sudden gust of wind or a moving target are external factors. The wise archer finds satisfaction in the excellence of his aim, not in whether he hits the bullseye. In our lives, we are the archers of our own destinies. We work for a promotion, but the final decision rests with another. If we tie our happiness to the hit, we are destined for heartbreak. If we tie our happiness to the aim, we are invincible. Marcus spoke of Amor Fati, the love of one's fate. It is the practice of embracing what happens as necessary fuel for growth. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. If you lose your job, you gain the opportunity to test your resilience. The world provides the raw materials, but you are the craftsman who decides what to build. Stop trying to arrange the world to fit your preferences. The universe is under no obligation to cater to your comfort. Instead, arrange your preferences to fit the world. Nature is a cycle of birth and decay. To fight it is like a dog struggling against a moving cart. Wisdom is the ability to see the big picture from above. From the clouds, our great wars look like ants fighting over a crumb. Our deep humiliations are but ripples in a vast ocean that vanish in seconds. Perspective is the greatest enemy of anxiety. When you feel the weight of the world, remember that you are not the center of it. Focus only on the present moment, the only piece of time that actually exists. The past is a memory, the future is a phantom. Most of our pain lives in the then and the if, while our power lives in the now. Ask yourself, what is so unbearable about this specific second? Relinquishing control also means letting go of the need for validation. Other people's opinions are formed by their own traumas and ignorance. To seek their approval is to hand over the remote control of your happiness. Your worth is inherent, found in your ability to think clearly and act justly. Let people think what they will. Their thoughts stay inside their heads, not yours. Practice the reserve clause in your daily life. Say, I will do this task, fate permitting. This mental adjustment prepares the mind for the inevitable interruptions of life. By expecting that things might go wrong, you ensure that your inner peace stays right. Finally, remember your mortality. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say. Death is the final deadline that gives the present its incredible value. When we accept our mortality, we stop sweating the small stuff. The path to wisdom is not about gaining power over the world, but over the self. Let the world spin and let time flow as it always has. Sit at the center of the storm, unmoving and calm. This is the freedom of the Stoic. Go forth today and identify one thing you have been trying to control that is not yours to hold. Open your hand, let it drop, and feel the weight lift from your soul.